Hey, so I want to share with you some tips and some tricks on how to appear natural on camera. Can we just start with the most important thing? And that is, there is nothing natural about this. There is nothing natural about speaking to a camera. But there are a few things that you can do to allow yourself to be the truest version of you on camera in the best way possible. Setting yourself up for success. In fact, that is tip number 1. Set yourself up for success. That's it. That's the first thing that you can do. It's one less thing to worry about if you make sure that you have an outline of what your video is going to be about. If you are doing a Zoom presentation for work, you know that, okay, this is where I'm going to start, this is my middle, and this is my outro. It's good to have that, even for YouTube, for Instagram, for any spaces where you are creating video content, for a job interview. You are prepared. So prepare yourself before you get on camera. So you kind of generally know where you are going. And if you're a person who needs specifics, by all means, create an outline script for yourself. That is tip number 1. Prepare yourself for success by having an outline for your video. Tip number 2, show your personality. This one is easier said than done. Why do you want to show your personality? Well, there's millions of us creators on this platform, on other social media platforms. And when you're doing, let's say, a job interview, there's other candidates, right? So you want to ensure that you are able to show who you are on video. You want to ensure that the other person who is watching this is able to connect with you and they're able to feel who you are, okay? So how do you do this? Practice. Just keep practicing. That means filming yourself whenever, doing whatever, and just talking, either to the camera, looking away from the camera, doing something else. Just talk to the camera. Allow the camera to become familiar with you and you familiar with the camera. Think of the camera as a friend. Think of a person whom you talk to a lot. It could be a mom, it could be a spouse, it could be your child, it could be a colleague. Think of that person when you are talking to the camera and practice talking to that person. Practice being as real as you can. It's gonna suck, it's gonna look weird, it's gonna look awkward, and that is normal. If I can just share a little bit of my journey, I had my first experience of talking on camera for work when I was 13 years old, and it was not pretty. In fact, I was 14. It wasn't pretty at all. I was stiff, my shoulders were tight, they were a little bit high, my voice was strained. I moved in a way that was unnatural to how I move on a day-to-day basis. It just didn't look good. It didn't feel good in the moment, and it didn't look good when we watched it later. And that's okay. That simply meant that I wasn't used to it. So what did I do? I practiced. The show was once a week, and I did that for several years. I just kept showing up. That's it. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Practice. Keep showing up. And then befriend the camera. It's not gonna bite you. It's not gonna eat you. It's not gonna do anything to you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Tip number 3. This tip we've already touched on in tip number 2, only slightly, by befriending the camera. Think of the camera as a person, and you are talking to one person. You're talking to one person. Don't worry about it. Like, you can have 2 subscribers on YouTube. I don't care. I mean, I have 100. It's fine. It's okay. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. It doesn't matter whether you have 1,000, 2 million. Just think of the camera as one person. Talk to one person. Because if you think about it, when people watch you, they're probably going to be watching you from their phone, maybe their tablet or laptop, but it's generally a very personal experience. If you are creating a video for work, for a presentation, even though there might be 7, 8, 9, 10 people who are showing up for that presentation, speak to one person. By speaking to one person, you are allowing yourself to create an intimate space between you and that individual that opens up an opportunity for conversation. So this feels less like talking head. Oh, I'm talking to space in the world and whoever might be listening. No, I'm talking to you. You and I are having a conversation. This allows me to feel more relaxed and calm. This allows you to connect with me a little bit more because it's just us. So that's the tip. Speak to one person. And my last tip is probably the most frustrating thing a person can say to you. This was said to me at the beginning of my television career over and over and over again. And this is during the time when I would audition and not get any of the jobs that I was auditioning for. The casting directors would always tell me, just be yourself. And it's true. It's true. Just be yourself. I can't even say it with a straight face because it's so ridiculous. I can hear how ridiculous it is. I can see you rolling your eyes like, but it's so true. Just be yourself. Because if I came on here and I was like, this is how you like, come on. Like, it's just not me. It's not gonna work. You're gonna see right through it. Don't do that, all right? If I show up in a way that is inauthentic to me, you're gonna smell it. You're gonna know it. You're gonna disconnect with me from the get-go. So remind yourself to be yourself as much as you humanly can, because us as your viewer, us as the ones who are watching you, we can read energy. We can feel when you are faking it. We can feel when you are lying to us. We can feel that. So don't pretend to be more than you are, less than you are. Just be you in the best way that you possibly can. And it's not easy, I know, but it is possible. It is doable, just with these simple tips. Once you've gotten that strong foundation, there are just a few things that you can, tweak to make your presentation on video that much more appealing. Be in natural surroundings. Be in surroundings that make you feel comfortable, because when you are uncomfortable, trust that us watching you, we feel uncomfortable watching you, okay? That's one. Two, don't look at yourself. Don't ever look at yourself through that little box on Zoom. Don't look at yourself, because the minute you look at yourself, you become insecure. Don't do that, all right? Don't do it. Look at the lens. That's where you want to look. Look at me, not at yourself. Me. Next, use your hands. I feel like I've been doing this already in this entire video. Use your hands, because it allows me as the viewer to feel connected with you. It's as if we're having a conversation. It feels open, it feels real, it feels authentic. Use your hands. I'm gonna not use my hands in the next point, and you'll see how awkward it is. Smile and allow emotions to show. Smile and allow emotions to show. This is awkward. I'm not using my hands as I normally would. So I'm going to say this tip again so that you can hear it better with me speaking in the way that I naturally and normally would speak. Smile and allow your emotions to show. Smile. Smile. When you smile, something happens. Just something happens to you. Something happens to me. I feel more relaxed watching you, and your voice just becomes so much more pleasant. I notice that when I smile, even when I'm on a microphone, if I'm emceeing, the minute I smile, whatever I say after that just sounds that much more pleasant. So it is with video. Smile. Those are my tips on how to be more confident, more natural on camera in the best way that we possibly can. And you can do it. You can do it. If you'd like me to go in depth with anything that I've said in this video, please comment below. Be sure to subscribe, as just, yeah, whatever, man. Subscribe. If it was useful, if it wasn't, I love you. Cheers. Holy moly. Noise pollution, much? So those are my tips on how to appear more natural